I'm here on what's probably America's most important porch. As you can see, it's under reconstruction right now. It'll be open May 4th, 2019, and we're restoring it to 1920 in honor of President Harding's presidential campaign, which he hosted right here from this front porch. So here we have the original green. See that it's a little darker for the primer, and we're bringing it back to the 1920 green, which is this color here.
The gold on the radiators that you see, it's a bronze powder. They kind of used it as a verb. They had contractors bronzing things in the kitchen like the hot water heater. So we think they basically meant that they were using this bronze paint to coat things, bronzing the radiators. So that is an authentic period finish, but it seems like the Hardings, at least based on the receipts, it seems like the Hardings really like that bronzing stuff to kind of freshen things up.
After the drywall was removed, we found all of these different layers. And here is a great example where we can see 6 different layers in one spot. And they've been labeled here from the most recent 6, 5, 4, all the way down to the number 1, which is the earliest layer of paint that we have on this wall.
This is a asbestos fireplace insert, and it was a replacement of the original coal grates that were put in when the house was built. And these were popular from like the early part of the century up through the early 20s, it looks like. They appear in trade catalogs. So evidently when you lit that up, after a little while that whole thing would kind of glow. And it probably put out a lot of heat, but I can imagine that the convection currents probably broadcast little particles of asbestos around.
We're in the kitchen addition, and this was built in 1920 just for the campaign to house some of the extra functions. We don't have any photos of the interior, but we do have aerial photography and a few other photographs that told us how to build the shell. So we're using this space to provide accessibility, and there'll be a chairlift right here so that anyone can access the building.
Well, we were looking for early wallpaper samples on the wall. Unfortunately, most of the walls had been stripped. We took off the overmantel, the part over the fireplace mantle here, and we found layers underneath. This is what was on the walls. This is from the 1960s, and then this we think was from the 1920s when the house first became a museum. Unfortunately, we didn't find any layers underneath, but we were able to find it in a couple other places. We have one photograph taken here in the dining room, and it very clearly shows the wallpaper that was on the walls at the time. As you can see in here, all the wallpaper was stripped off the wall, so we had no samples, no idea of the actual colors, and no samples. This is the washroom, and you can see in that photo, you can see in the background that this room appears to have been papered with the same papers as the dining room. So when we were kind of deconstructing this room to do our research, we noted that there was like a hook rail up here, like a coat hook rail, and we've kind of figured that that had been added because it looked like it was repurposed wood. So we took that off, and sure enough, there is a great sample of that wallpaper. It's really a nice sample that shows the complete repeat, and it shows all the colors. So we were really fortunate to find this. So we've given this to the guy that's going to reproduce the wallpapers, or given him photos of it, so he should be able to accurately reproduce exactly what was on the wall in that photograph.